It pains me to think of the days, and weeks and months and years I've spent living like an utter fool. How I might have made something of myself by now, had I only curbed my tendency to live out such a childish mode of existence on a daily basis. It's rather unsettling, the way in which the world seems not to mind the way in which I slowly squeeze my life down the drain. Perhaps it's not just me. Perhaps the story of life on Earth is a story of what might have been, of untapped potential and unrealized dreams, of idealism and aspiration revealing itself for what it is. Fairy dust and fantasies. There's a term you may or may not be familiar with known as an Irish goodbye. It's used when someone sneaks out of a party without saying goodbye. It's a very misleading term because it implies that the individual who left is somehow at fault. The way in which a party is left says more about the party that is being left than about the social competence of the individual leaving the party. If fruitful conversation and engaging discourse are on the table, the party never really ends, and no one ever really leaves. The chatter lives on in the mind of the guests until next time such a reunion is assembled. To even think of saying goodbye at the end of the night would be misleading and dishonest, for the party should live on in the souls of those who were in attendance for centuries to come. Well, maybe not centuries, that's a little extreme. At least a couple of weeks. At least a few days. At the very least a night and a morning, and ideally a bit of an afternoon. I try not to stare when I see someone doing something absolutely absurd. Most people are able to fabricate the illusion that they are a normal human being most of the time. But sometimes they'll slip and show their true colors. If you happen to be at the right place at the right time, you may just be able to witness such an unveiling. And boy, is it a treat to behold, let me tell you. Once I saw someone brushing their teeth with a broom on a sailing boat. Once I saw someone watering their garden from an airplane with a squirt gun. Once I saw someone giving an elephant a tattoo with his eyes closed on a raft at the bottom of a volcano. Needless to say, I have many, many more, but I wouldn't want to tell them all in one day. I'll leave the most vicious ones for tomorrow, or whenever I get around to telling them. Love is an absolute absurdity. If we're going to talk about illusions, we'd be amiss not to talk about love. I've heard it said that love is the delusion that one woman differs from another. I'd like to take it one step further. I'd like to say that love is the delusion that women exist. Well, I mean, actually, on second thought, women definitely exist. I don't know where I was going with that. Forgive me for trying to be profound. Okay, how about this? Love is the delusion that women can read minds. That's beautiful. Love is the delusion that women can stop time. Poetry. Love is the delusion that women know what it feels like to be a man in such a frightening world. No, that's stupid. Okay, I'm done. what's funny? Nothing's funny. If you have time for fun and games, you're not taking life seriously enough. What do you think? This is some sort of free-for-all? Absolutely not. We're here to work. We're here to study. We're here to put our nose to the washing machine. Or no, sorry, not the washing machine, the grindstone. We're here to put our nose to the grindstone and grind it down till there's nothing left. Until we look like Voldemort. Until we can't breathe. At which point we should build a new nose out of sawdust. And then repeat the process until there's no noses or sawdust left in the world. Nothing's funny. Jokes are a sign of corruption and greed. They're a sign of a civilization that is on the verge of annihilation. Not by foreign forces, but by the apathy and complacency that is produced by comedy. One of the most dreadful conditions that humans have to face is that of loneliness. There are many ways to cure loneliness when human company is simply not available. I will now describe 4 remedies, just in case you ever find yourself in such an unenviable position. You're never alone with a book in your back pocket and pencil and paper in hand. You're never alone with both eyes in your sockets and a view of a sunset that's grand. You're never alone with some change in your pocket and an ice cream truck playing like a band. You're never alone with a hoe in your hand, confronting a big chunk of land. I hope that these tips will be of some assistance, should they ever be necessary. They say you can learn a lot about a man by his shoes. That's why I always wear shoes that are nothing like who I am in real life, so that people can't uncover my deepest, darkest secrets just by looking at my shoes. I'm totally open to sharing my deepest, darkest secrets with my close acquaintances, but I would hate to let them out for the whole world to enjoy. Not because I care whether or not the whole world knows, but because then the people I confide in won't feel special when I tell them my secrets. Well, it's about time for me to pack up my things and head north. Homeward bound, that is. Do have a good day. Or night. Depending on when you're watching this, you're either about to experience daytime or nighttime. Or perhaps you were smack dab in the middle of either of the two. How about this? Have a good life. Although no, that makes it sound like I'm never gonna see you again. That won't do. How about this? I'll see you tomorrow.